After a disastrous 2022 season, Mercedes has had a troubling start to the 2023 F1 season. Pressure is mounting and championship ambitions are in jeopardy. Mercedes must act quick, otherwise the title race will be long gone. And after that disastrous start, Mercedes have released a letter to the fans and have been rumoured to finally abandon the zeropod design and work on their Plan B. As the first round of the 2023 Formula 1 season revealed that Mercedes had once again failed to produce a title-contending car. The good vibes emanating from the Mercedes camp during the off-season rapidly gave way to pessimism in Bahrain, where Lewis Hamilton placed 5th and teammate George Russell 7th. Hamilton came in 50 seconds behind his great rival Max Verstappen, who won easily ahead of teammate Sergio Perez as Red Bull dominated. Mercedes were not only unable to compete with the current Constructors' champions, but also finishing behind Fernando Alonso's Aston Martin and Carlos Sainz's Ferrari left the team depressed. But the team weren't the only ones that were depressed, as the fans of Mercedes took their disbelief to social media and caused a stir. No one was happy about that performance after Mercedes had fired up everybody during the winter. Mercedes had to act quickly, and to get the fans back on their side, they did something that most see as unbelievable. They released a letter dedicated to the fans after finishing 5th and 7th, stating that the result hurt the team deeply. In this letter, the team acknowledges their mistakes on the current car and promises improvement. Let's have a look at the letter. First, we won't panic or make knee-jerk reactions. In a spotlight as fierce as F1, people are quick to point fingers or look for scapegoats. But you know us better than that. Inside the team, we talk about having the courage to fail, the character to be accountable, and the strength to see failure as an opportunity. We have been open and searingly honest about where we find ourselves. And we are working urgently and calmly to build our recovery plan, focusing on what needs to happen short-term, medium-term, and long-term to win. We already have developments in the pipeline for the next races, and there will be more to come, but this won't be the work of a moment. There are no silver bullets in F1. Second, we will keep our heads held high and take this journey step by step together. We are Mercedes. We know the standards we aspire to, and nobody is flinching when we look at the mountain we must climb. It won't be easy, but where's the value in something easy? These are the times where character is forged, the times when a team becomes greater than the sum of its parts, tackling difficult problems and conquering them. We're together through thick and thin. From Toto, Lewis and George to every single woman and man in the factories in Braxley and Brixworth. And we love that challenge. Third, we will be calling on each one of you too to power us to the front. Whether you're offering criticism or support, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way. We want our online community to be a safe space full of healthy debate, where people treat others and are treated with respect. Be they team members, Mercedes fans, or rival fans. We have a zero-tolerance policy on discrimination, abuse, or bullying of any kind, and will take appropriate action to any comments or posts that do not meet our guidelines. And we want your support to make that a reality throughout our community. We're already hard at work on changing the course of this 2023 season. The recovery began immediately after the race, and everybody has a part to play. Mercedes are looking to bounce back quickly, stating that they're already working on the solution. And this part of already working on a solution has been brought up by several people, including Ted Kravitz, who is stating that Mercedes is currently 100% focusing on their Plan B car. Sky Sports analyst Ted Kravitz says a Plan B car wasn't in the pipeline for Mercedes, but Toto Wolff will now task and inspire his team to build a new car. Before to the 2023 season, Sky Sports expert Ted Kravitz said that Mercedes was working on a Plan B car in case the team's current design failed. The hypothesis was then debunked ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix by both team manager Toto Wolff and technical director Mike Elliott. Nevertheless, after Mercedes' poor qualifying results, Wolff said that the team's current car idea would not work. After the race, Mercedes trackside engineering director Andrew Chauvelin vowed bigger departures and more radical changes, implying that the team would abandon its current vehicle concept. And now, Ted Kravitz claims that Mercedes is working on a Plan B vehicle. Are we seeing a team in existential re-evaluating in their own belief in their abilities, the Briton said? An abandonment of everything they've worked so hard on for the past 7 or 8 months? They're searching for a new concept that the boss is demanding. Toto is demanding a new concept from his designers and engineers. What will the response be? I don't think Lewis Hamilton is writing it off mentally now. I don't think he can. How could he? He's encouraging the team to get on with it. Toto will task and inspire his team to build a new car. A plan B wasn't in the pipeline, but Wolff has now tasked his team with a plan B. Toto said rather dismissively, "I won't get too excited about a 0.3 of a second upgrade coming in Imola." He's the boss, he's going to get a plan B, Kravitz concluded. According to Mercedes, the plan B isn't too much work for them, as they expect it to be introduced soon at Imola and won't impact other projects that much. Mercedes technical director Mike Elliott explores what Mercedes can easily update its sidepod idea and speaks about a very different sidepod that's coming. Before team president Toto Wolff openly indicated that Mercedes' current car design would not work, technical director Mike Elliott addressed concerns about the team's sidepod's concept ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. During the Bahrain Grand Prix Saturday news conference, Elliott was questioned how essential the zero sidepod's idea is to the W14 and whether it can be adjusted simply. "I think I've sat here before and talked about the same thing," Elliott said. "I think for us, it's how we developed the car last year. I think we've done a lot of work looking at other types of solutions. And we keep coming back to this one as being the one that favours us. Is that the right long-term solution? I guess we're going to find out. As it happens, I think Toto has already said, we've got a different bodywork coming. It won't be the same as other people's, and it won't be the same as what we've got, but it'll be different." He was then questioned whether Mercedes' promised sidepod's update is merely a minor tweak or a fundamental change. "It's just part of the normal development. We've got a very different sidepod that's coming. I say very different, a different sidepod that's coming. I think Toto said in the press, but it takes time to bring that. It takes time to make the bits, it takes time to change the bits that go underneath the bodywork for it to fit. So we'll bring it as soon as we can." When asked whether there is a point of no return at which the team is locked into an aerodynamic concept due to the financial limit and aero testing constraints, Elliott responded, "I think, like I said before, until we know where we are, you can't make that assessment. I think the ATR, aerodynamic testing restrictions, is definitely a big restriction for teams like us. We are a long way short of where people further back on the grid were, and it makes it a difficult decision if you do want to do something very different. But I think you've just got to take a long-term view to that and say, if you were on the wrong path, what would you do? And you obviously need to address that, but let's see where we are in qualifying and in the race this weekend. It doesn't feel like we're anywhere near trying to make that sort of decision," the Briton concluded. But after the less than impressive race from Mercedes, everything changes. And like Ted Kravitz said, Mercedes are for 100% betting on the new aerodynamic concept. Will this be, like they said, something different to what we've seen from the other teams? Or will it be a slightly different approach of something that's already working, like Aston Martin has done with Red Bull's concept? We'll have to wait until Imola to know for sure, but we're guessing that they will repackage something that's already working to minimise costs and wind tunnel time. What do you think? Will Mercedes be able to turn this around? Were they in the right to speak to the fans? And will this get them back to the top? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to discuss it with you. As always, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.